there, it's Paulina with DeNami Design, and today I'm going to be bringing you a one-layer card. If you're familiar with DeNami Design, you know that we like to use a lot of layers and a lot of different colors, but today I'm going to actually just show you a card that just uses one piece of cardstock, but it is going to have lots of different colors, and it's going to bring a lot of different elements to this particular card that you won't really be missing any of the other cardstocks. So to get started, I'm going to use my stitched border, and I'm going to use mainly the Onyx Black VersaFine ink for this card. So I'm just going to ink up the stitched border. You're just going to want to make sure it's nicely inked. And then I'm going to just position it slightly above the middle. So let's see, I think I want it right about here. And then I'm going to do it a little bit below, so it's going to be a nice little panel in the middle. We're going to just create that illusion. So stamp it just like right there. And then next I'm going to use the dot border, which is the same size. I'm just going to stamp it slightly above the stitched border that I just did. Okay, so there we have the stitched border, and then now I'm going to use my Rosebud Trio, which is a stamp that released in January of 2010, and it's been one of our most popular ones. It's just a really whimsical, and it's really fun to color, and it's just great for all sorts of occasions. So I'm just going to stamp that in the middle, and then I'm going to stamp it on both sides. So it's just going to create a nice little border. Okay, and then next I am going to, let's see, I think I'm going to grab my decorative flourish stamp, and I'm going to use the Seabreeze Versa Magic, which is like a chalk ink, and it's just a really nice subtle blue. And we're going to just stamp that on either side of this panel. So you can see here, it's just a really nice soft chalk color. Okay, so we have the bottom portion, and then I'm just going to flip over the card and do the top. And you just notice that I just rotate the stamp so it just makes it nicely covered, and gives it just a little bit look, so not all the swirls are the same way. Okay, so where we have our little bit of flourish, and then next I'm going to grab my, let's see, I'm going to use the Onyx Black once again, and I'm going to use the little Rosebud and the little leaves from the Petty Four set that we have that matches this Rosebud Trio. So I'm just going to stamp the little rosebuds across the bottom of the card. We're just going to make it look a little bit whimsical, so we're just going in different positions. Okay, so I think 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom is going to be what we're going to do for this one. And then I'm just going to grab my leaves and just create a little leaf underneath the rosebuds. And they don't have to be perfectly lined up because it is kind of a whimsical card. So okay, so here we have our stamps. So this is almost all the stamps that we're going to use. And then lastly, I'm just going to grab my Teeny Swiss dot, and we're going to use the Spanish Moss VersaFine. And I'm just going to stamp that just right in the little spaces above the rosebuds. And that's just going to fill in a little bit of the space, and then also add just a nice color to the card. Okay, so now since we have stamped all the images that we're going to be using, we're just going to color in our rosebuds. So for this one I'm using my Tombow markers. We have the 133 and the 173. Then I have my 703 and 725, and this is just a nice range of colors. You can see they're nice and bright, and they're just really happy colors. So I'm just going to color in the leaves with the lighter shade of the green, And this is just a nice chartreuse kind of a color. So we're just going to go across, and you can see that it has a nice brush tip, so it's really easy to do the leaves. It's just basically one stroke and you have the whole leaf. Okay, and then now I'm going to use the darker shade, and we're just going to outline some of the leaves. And that's just going to bring in some more color and just going to add a little bit of contrast there. Okay. You can see that the card is starting to really shape up and just look really cute and happy. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to do the pinks. So I'm just doing the lighter shade, which is the 703, and we're just going to color in those rosebuds really quickly. I'm particularly fond of pink, but you can use purples or whatever shade of markers that you like. I just really love the way this pink, it just really makes the card pop, and just really looks cute. You can see I'm just doing a nice little brush circle stroke, and that just easily colors in the rosebuds. And then I'm going to just go with my darker one, and we're going to outline like we did with the leaves. We're just going to outline the rosebuds. Just going to make it pop. So you see that the card is really starting to take shape. And I could stop here, and this is a really cute card the way it is. Let me just zoom in just a little bit so you can see exactly what we've done so far. Okay, there. So you can see that. But I'm going to actually go one step further, and we're going to add some glitter just to make the card a little bit more fancy, and just to make it a little sparkly. So I'm just doing some glue across the rosebuds. And just like you're just doing a really quick motion, and that's just getting the glue exactly where we want it. And then I think I'm actually going to add some glitter to the leaves, just a tiny bit, just to bring it all together. So we're just doing a little stroke of glue on all the leaves. And then now I'm just going to grab my extra fine glitter. And let me get just a scratch piece of paper. Okay, so here's my paper, and then let me just go grab the glitter really quick. Okay, so here's our extra fine, and I'm going to just do the bottom half of the card first. And then we're going to flip it over and just do the top part. And I'm just off the camera, I'm just tapping off the excess. Okay, perfect. So here you can see that we have a really cute and sparkly card, and this is great since it doesn't have a sentiment. It's great for all occasions, so you can use it for a birthday, a thank you card, or even just a thanking of you card. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and we hope that you'll subscribe to the DeNami Design YouTube channel. We'll have a lot more videos in the near future. Thanks so much for watching.